Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between the London Monarchs and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the London Monarchs and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
So here's what we've got. Football in the red zone. 2nd down and 8 for this offense.
That's fine. Yeah. $319!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated. Got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Taco Charlton in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
There we go. Back. Waiting.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated,
Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the second quarter. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 20. Oh, a dream scenario here as we get back into the action. It's a 1st and goal with the ball at the 1-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And it's touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and his guys are able to strike for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're going.
A potential turning point in a one-score game. What can this defense do as they look to hold on to their second-half lead?
Lefty, lefty. Waiting.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alex Collins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in. This offense has made its way into the red zone as they're set up with a 1st and 10 just inside the 20. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for the offense.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. It's caught left side by Cooks. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Eagle defense stands tall down near the goal line. So a big third down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the third quarter.
Over here. Zoom.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12. So a third down situation coming up as we drop you in the action. The ball in the red zone, 3rd and 2. And they'll run it here. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys are able to strike for 6. This defense holding on to a slim 3-point lead here in the 4th. They need to hold on and hopefully yield no more than a field goal.
Here we go. 120.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. This offense, they've got a really nice drive going. And now it's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. He'll get it up the middle. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he will score. It's a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And his guys have taken the lead here in the 4th.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
The key coming up here, preserve the lead for this defense. 4th quarter, close game. 3rd down, here we go.
At least 5 steps. There we go. Back. Waiting.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And this is caught. He hits Landry. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on.
Foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading... This defense holding on to a slim 3-point lead here in the 4th. They need to hold on and hopefully yield no more than a field goal. Shotgun now for Wentz. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Rob Gronkowski, his 5th touchdown. Big drive now for this offense. They'll have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they search for a late score. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up second down.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
319! 319!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
319! Jumbo!
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
He's back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And his guys have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last. This defense now desperate to protect their 3-point lead. What can they do here? This might be the drive that decides it one way or the other. He'll look to throw. On the slant, he gets it to Gronkowski. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Back to throw. Now he's flushed out left. Finding some room at midfield. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. 23 yards on the tuck and run. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Washington with the catch, middle of the field. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Come on now, come on now, let's go. Waiting.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as he'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. And they'll go on the ground. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Second down, Collins. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason.
So now the offense takes over here in a crucial spot. Ball on their own side of the field. Tie game. Late fourth quarter, and they do have a pair of timeouts remaining.
Hey, check 26.
To throw is Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone. First drive of overtime coming up. So this offense, they could end it if they can punch it into the end zone. A field goal, and the game will continue. And now back out comes the offense. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done, now part 2.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Charles, any chance they go for it here?
I think that there's a chance. They have to consider it because of the way they played offense in this game. I mean, look at the scoreboard. Look at the points that they've put up. They feel confident that they can keep it going. But the risk is, and the downside is, you don't get it here, you've set up your opponent in really good field position.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down.
Zoom, zoom. 319. Zoom, zoom. 319.
Now this time Rodgers will throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. 23 yards on the play. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and he didn't do it very often.
319.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him. So I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
Yeah, Liz. Zoom, zoom.
To throw on 2nd down, Rodgers. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest and a 1st down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're an OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What do they say? It's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage game there is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
Hey, 626.
Rodgers now to throw on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Intentional grounding, offense.
In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
To throw is Rodgers. Throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for our visitors, They get win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.